Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or should I say good night? Not quite yet, but hello, everybody. We are coming off two amazing series in week 7, but we are not here to talk about week 7. We are here for the Quicksilver Quick Chat recap of week 6. I am your host, Reserve Wolf, and your production manager for this stream is Joe Papa. How are we doing, everybody? We just saw two amazing series as Hammerheads ended up winning their series 2-1, and Spectres take a thriller of a series against Rangers 2-1. Hammerheads, of course, being 3 Rocketeers, 2 divisional matchups, 2 crucial divisional matchups. Very, very good for the league and absolutely incredible matches. This has been the most competitive year of the QRLS in quite a while. Again, I'm your host, Reserve Wolf. Thank you for joining us for Quicksilver Quick Chat. I know it is pretty late at night, 9:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. How's everybody doing today? Just want to know, chat, tell me how you're doing. I got chat right over here. I'm looking at you guys constantly. And with that being said, let's get into the slideshow for Quicksilver Quick Chat Week 6. We look at our week 6 matchups on our first slide. Hammerheads taking out Elite Inc. 4-2, an absolute great matchup. Hammerheads taking some points off of Elite Inc., which will be good for the division of Sappers, Rangers, and Spectres. And speaking of that divisional matchup, 3 Rocketeers beat Spectres 6-1. It was a 3-0 sweep, but one did go to overtime. We have Clarity United versus Armada here. Clarity United beating Armada 3-0, taking all 6 points and leaving Armada crawling with absolutely nothing. Cyclones versus Vibe Clan. Cyclones, another sweep, taking over Vibe Clan 3-0, taking all 6 points and leaving Vibe Clan with 0. Kings versus Mustangs. Mustangs in an upset fashion beat the Kings 4-2. Kings were coming off a sweep off Clarity United, the top team in the league, and lost to one of the bottom teams in the league, Mustangs. An unfortunate loss for them and an uncharacteristic loss for that team right now. And we have Rangers versus Speed Demons. Rangers taking care of the bottom team. Speed Demons winning 6-1, taking all 3 games. Arctic Assassins versus Sappers. Sappers dominated Arctic Assassins 6-0, taking all 3 games, leaving Arctic Assassins with nothing. And there's something that happened in that game that we will talk about in just a second. And Bleacher Boys dominating Astros 3-0, 1 game into overtime, beating them 6-1. And with that being said, let's get into our league rankings. Look at our league rankings here. In the calculated division, 3 Rocketeers move up to first place, getting 26 points now. Hammerheads move up in the second, getting 23 points. And Arctic Assassins, that sweep really hurt them as it moved them down in the third place. But Speed Demons are nowhere near them, no threat to them as they have 9 points. This division is turning out to be an absolute race for that number 1 spot. And in the Savage division, Clarity United sitting at number 1 with 31 points. 3 losses to Kings is all that's came to them. Bleacher Boys having 22 points, nowhere near them. Kings having 16 points, also nowhere near them. And Vibe Clan trailing right behind Kings as Kings overtook them for 3rd place this week. For the Epic division, we have Sappers leading with 29 points and trailing way, way far behind them. Our Spectres with 16 points. Now they have, let me do some math here, folks. They have 21 points now, it seems. I think the math is right on that. Elite Inc. sitting there with 14 points. Rangers sitting there with 14 points as well. But they just overtook Elite Inc., I think, because they now have 16 points after their Game 1 win against Spectres earlier. And for the Sick division, Cyclones, 25 points in first place. In second place, Armada with 18 points. Tied for second place with them, Mustangs with 18 points as well, and Astros sitting at the very bottom with 10 points. And a correction on the calculated division, I'm pretty sure Hammerheads leads that now, or it may be tied. Something switched up. Hammerheads ended up winning 2 games. They got 5 points, so they now have 28. And Rocketeers have 29. So Rocketeers are still in the lead by 1 point in that division. That being said, let's get into the players of the week. For your players of the week in the calculated division, we have Joe Papa, and not very flashy player, but he does amazing things on the field. He had 3 goals, 1 assist, and 8 saves. He was doing work for the defense of Hammerheads as they won 4-2 over Elite Inc., a historically dominant team. In the Savage division, we have Alex, 10 goals, no assists, and 9 saves. He just carried clarity to that win against Armada, 3-0, 6-0 sweep. Mel, 4 goals, 3 assists, and 5 saves for the Epic division. Did a very good job. There's also something else we will talk about the Epic division in a second. He was a very well-rounded player in that series. Incredible kudos to him. And we have Zurich for the Sick division, sitting at 3 goals, 0 assists, and 4 saves. He will be on the show in a little bit, but it will be for a different reason than for an interview. Well, it will be for an interview, but maybe not for him. Let's get into the league news. Armada signs Cub Nuts from free agency, dropping Kingsman Tom, which clearly did not help them this week as Clarity 3-0'd them. Just unfortunate for them. Cub Nuts, he will grow to that team. He is a good player. Armada is a good team. It would be very interesting to see how they kind of mesh around him and how they do together. And, of course, Reserve Wolf breaks the record for most demolitions in a season with 99 demos. And we are only in week 7, so there will be more for him coming up. And he also broke the record for most demos in a week with 26 demos. And I don't know why I keep saying him. It's me. I broke both those records, and we will get into that in a second. We will get into our interviews, but for our first interview, let me check my schedule here. I have it somewhere, folks. I have a Google Doc open somewhere. There it is. We will be interviewing Cub Nuts first up. So as we wait to get him in here, Joe Papa will control the stream. Just hold with us for a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, and we have a very special interview now. I have Cub Nuts from Armada joining us, a new fresh member of Armada. How are you feeling, Cub Nuts?
I'm great.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear you're great. Thank you for joining the Quicksilver Quick Chat. Let's just get right into it. I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to answer. I love interviews. As a Season 9 All-Star, how are you hoping to advance your legacy this season?
Shoot, man. Honestly, just help Armada and push the team as far as we can. Not really a solo kind of guy. Just want to help everybody else out.
I can absolutely understand that. You have been a very good solo guy in your games that you've subbed. I've seen some very solid action from you.
Nah, man, it's all for the team.
Yeah, you were a free agent for a large part of this season until last week when Armada picked you up. How was the free agent experience subbing for multiple teams?
Honestly, it was pretty chill. I just wanted to get to know some more players, see how everybody plays, see some new faces, especially this season.
I can absolutely understand that. And speaking of subbing, again, during week 4, you subbed for Armada, filling in the role of Kingsman Toms and helped them get a win over the Hammerheads. Was that your first time playing with them?
In a serious setting, yeah. Some unofficial like 6-man stuff, but everything changes once there's a prize to win, something to play for.
Yeah, Absolutely. How would you describe the play style of Armada, and does it fit your play style well?
Uh, I would say it's hard to describe, honestly. Does it fit? Yeah. Honestly, anytime you have me and Bolt on the field, it's just crazy chemistry. 9 times out of 10, I understand what he's about to do with the ball without him having to say it or even see his car. Matter of fact, and vice versa. um, to sum it up, though, I would just say, probably fast paced. Sometimes too fast, kind of screws us over on the back end, but I would say fast paced.
I got you. I got you. So speaking of that, speaking of the fast pace getting screwed over, in week 6 you faced off against Clarity United and got swept by them. What went wrong in the series for you guys?
Oh man, there's probably a couple things. For one, me and Bolt don't have as many games with Pinky together, all three of us. Um, or Mimsy, excuse me. Mimsy and Pinky have two different play styles. For me, I think Pinky likes to get up right in your face and you know outfield a lot. Mimsy's complete polar opposite. I feel he hits backfield a lot more than Pinky, but for me that was a complete different change up. So trying to adjust to that was one thing, and then the server disconnection, that was a huge curveball. I think we had really great momentum. I think we would at best would have won that game and game two, at the very least game one. The momentum was just completely in our favor. I think they scored one goal, we dropped two, and then shoot, we were ready for the third, and then yeah, that server just DC'd. It was no fun. Alex knows a thing or two, otherwise he wouldn't be so high ranked. So seeing how we played game one, he probably made the well, not probably, he definitely made the right adjustments and changed up his play style to come back and just screw everything up for us.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that. Do you have a different strategy going into week 7?
Did I have it for this week? Or well,
Yeah,
we already
yeah.
played.
Going into this week, do you have a different strategy?
Um, for the game we just played, no, not really. I just kind of like psyched myself out, told myself that just be the best player on the field, and um, it just felt like there was something to prove, especially after getting 3-0'd by Clarity.
Yeah,
There definitely had to be a
absolutely.
statement made.
Yeah, 100%. And you won that series, and you have secured your spot as a top team in the Omega Conference. How are you feeling after that series?
Dude, it's dope. Super dope. Great step in the right direction. We just got to keep the wheels and momentum going.
Absolutely. And with that being said, is there any last words, any last things you want to say to the QRLS community?
Um, Nothing too specific. Just shout out the new players and captains. Lock in and best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining me, Cub Nuts. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
For sure, for sure. Till next time.
Till next time, buddy. And don't go anywhere, folks, as we have C Strive coming up for our next interview. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our second interview of the night as we talk to C Strife, the captain of Bleacher Boys. C Strife, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, guys.
That is absolutely amazing. Let's just get right into the questions. You're a man that likes to get right into things. As a veteran of the league, you've been through QRLS for a while. How are you hoping to advance your legacy this season?
I just want to show everybody my potential as a player. Previous seasons, I feel like I haven't really showcased that too well. But just being as good as I am right now, I feel like I'm at my peak. I feel like I can definitely show people that I'm a solid player and hopefully take this Bleacher Boy team to a playoff.
Absolutely. You've been on the Bleacher Boys with Longneck for the last 2 seasons. How would you describe your guys' chemistry?
So I've known Longneck since high school, actually. He introduced me to Rocket League several years ago. And, since then, I feel like our chemistry has grown enormously. As of the last few seasons, we've been in high Grand Champ, Grand Champ 2 as duo partners. It's not us playing with other people, it's only me and him playing duos together. So, along with this QRLS season, I'm curious to see how the Bleacher Boys do, but I'm also curious to see how far we can go in the rankings in Rocket League.
Absolutely, and I can understand that. You guys are a great duo, and you've shown it this season. I love the way you guys play together.
Thank you.
Last season, Bleacher Boys had the best record in the league going in the playoffs, but were unable to win the championship. Are there any changes you made to your play style coming into the season?
Well, for that season, I was technically a sub. With the matches I did play, I believe my record was 10-2, which for a sub, I felt like it was pretty impressive. And for last season's team, I'm gonna just say it was perfect. Lucky, honestly. Nobody and F-150 Greyhound. There were wild cards coming onto our team. We didn't really know anything about them, but they showed confidence, aggression, and our play styles just blended. And one more thing I want to add too is our record was 25-5. It was one of the best records ever in the QRLS.
Yeah, and it's yet to be put on the stat sheet. I see. Sniper, you need to get on that, dude, and I want to see it on the record sheet. Oh, so you of course acquired Zethel in a trade for Xeric, if I remember.
Yeah.
How have Zethel and Naxi fit into the team? Do they have good chemistry with you and Longneck?
So Zethel, I left that up to Longneck in the long run. Going to me and Longneck's chemistry. We played so many years. I trust him with decisions like this. He's a very good guy, good player, and I wanted him to get us somebody that'll fit into our play style rather than us, having to just sit at the drawing board and have to draw up a play style. So with Zethel and their history, I felt like that was a good work. And with Naxi, he's an awesome guy. When we play with him, it's very fun. He fits our rotations very well. And having a player like him on our team, like worst case scenario, me or Longneck can't play. He's an equal guy, like skill wise, that can hop in and fill one of our roles, and it leaves the Bleacher Boys in a good spot.
I've seen him play in a couple series, and he has done an absolute great job. Obviously, he's not you,
Definitely.
Longneck, or Zethel, but he does his role extremely well.
Exactly, yeah.
So, in your Week 6 game, you won your series against Astro, sweeping them. How'd you feel after that huge win?
Astro, they have a good roster with Crouton and GM Flicks. Going back to me and Longneck's chemistry, we only play duos with each other, and Crouton and Flicks, Crouton's GC3 SSL, and Flicks is in those lobbies with Crouton. He's playing, keeping par, and they win games, lose games, they're even in those games, sometimes even winning games, like over the top. So we went into that game really focusing on Crouton. And we were able to keep the pace. We were put in some awkward situations. If I can recall, last season with the Bleacher Boys team, that was really the highlight of us. Like, we were putting against the wall. We were able to come back and win games. And with this series in particular, if I remember, we were down 1-3, I think it was. It was just, there wasn't any fear, no anger. We weren't telling each other like, yo, we need to step it up, like we're losing. It was just silence, and I felt something different in that game, and we just linked up, balled out, and I feel like that moment won us a series and ultimately is probably going to rewrite our path to a playoff.
Absolutely. And that playoff spot is looking hard for you guys, but I think you can get there.
Definitely.
So, last question of the night. Is there anything else you want to say to the QRLS community?
Absolutely. To the fans that are watching and you're interested in joining the league, please join the Discord. Come hang out. Players and captains are always doing private matches, and as a community, we love to see people join the QRLS. One final thing I would like to add off the topic is for you guys, the media team, the stream team, you guys work really hard, and an example would be tonight. We did a double header, and then you guys are doing the quick chat. So I appreciate the attitude, the work ethic, and what you guys bring to this league. And I just want to give you guys a shout out, and I love it.
Thank you so much, C Strife. Joe Papa, you can even unmute and say a word if you want to about that. We appreciate you. We appreciate you bringing us on the team, and it has been a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Yeah, it has been great. I will unmute to say. It's been fun with all the streams.
Yeah,
So.
you guys have been awesome. We appreciate the help.
You as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, C Strife. We are going to move on to our next interviewee. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, and as always, keep it quick.
Absolutely. And we still have 2 interviews, folks. I'm going to bring up Waffles next. We're going to go get that ready. We'll be back in a bit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with our second to last interview of the night. Waffles, the captain of Rangers. How are you doing, Waffles?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for joining us on the show tonight.
Of course.
So let's get right into the questions. I'm pretty sure this is your second year in the league. So coming off your rookie season and being a captain, how do you feel like your leadership has improved this season?
I mean, I think it's like my third season.
I got you.
But I mean, playing a couple seasons and then getting to that leadership role definitely gives you a different outlook on, why captains did the things they did, and try to remember some of the stuff my captains have told me in the past to keep in mind for coaching my team.
I got you. I can understand that. And I think you were part of Vibe Clan for 2 seasons, right?
Yeah.
What was it like playing under Toaster?
Oh, it was great. We may not have always won, but I'll tell we always had a good time. It was always fun, no matter winning or losing. He's definitely one of my top captains I played for.
They're definitely one of the teams that just live up to their name.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, they take their name and like live it wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So speaking of your leadership, how do you feel like your gameplay has improved the past 3 seasons?
Definitely a lot. I definitely went to the more mechanical side, which has, helped and worsened, unfortunately. But mechanically, I've definitely gotten a lot better, a lot more consistent. I just gotta get back, to the rotational aspect of it. I main 2s, so I gotta start trying to play more 3s just to get into the rotations and habits of 3s play.
Absolutely. And I guess that can lead into our next question. Rangers have not gotten off to the best of starts. The roster looks extremely good on paper, but the games have just not been there. Some unlucky moments in this season. How are you guys looking to regroup?
Well, last week we definitely regrouped better with BHF. Someone I had drafted and then dropped, and luckily got him back. But I think BHF is going to play a big part in, what we got, three more series left, 3 weeks left. He's going to play a big part because when he's on the field, he plays that second man position so well. He's like a good filler of like no matter who's on the field, he's going to be where he needs to be, and he does what he needs to do. He's going to be the key role to us, trying to squeak in somewhere if we can.
Absolutely. And I guess you could kind of feel his absence tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the first game went well. The second game wasn't bad. We just the comms kind of like slowed down, and we started double committing more, and I don't know, we all kind of got set in panic mode a little bit. Realistically, I mean, we played great the first 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's just the chemistry between the three of us now or what's going on. I think our play styles are too similar, so there's not enough diversity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all just try to take it a little too slow sometimes, and I mean, it happens.
Yeah, and the playoffs, they're looking kind of out of reach at this point. It is still possible. What's your plan for the second half, this end of the season?
Definitely some more playing time with the guys. In the beginning, we were playing a lot, and then I had moved, so for me, it's been tough to get on and play with them. But it's definitely going to be, me, BHF starting, and then we're gonna be, switching out JD and Moose, um, and just focus on that and just get used to each other's play styles, and hopefully we can turn something around and sweep out the rest of the season.
Yeah, it would be absolutely great to see for you guys. You guys are a very entertaining team. How's the chemistry been with Nobody and BHF and everybody on the team?
Um, we haven't played a whole lot with Moose. He's just, busy. But with BHF and Nobody, I mean, they click in threes and twos. It doesn't matter. They're great together. Um, and I know Moose meshes well so far from what I've seen with BHFs too. Um, everyone meshes well together when BHF's on the field, because he's really good at playing around everyone's different play styles. We just with if it's me, Moose, and JD, we have to you know have more comms and just try to be more aware of where everyone's at and what's going on.
Absolutely. And that is all the questions I have for you this block. I really appreciate you joining us, and I wish you the best of luck on the rest of the season. I know it's been a tough ride so far, but I think it will lighten up.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned, folks, as we have one last interview coming up, and it will be Xerix leading the interview. And I'll just let you guys see what happens.
Welcome everybody. We got a little switch of scenery going on. We've got me now as the commentator and host of tonight. And today I will be having the wonderful opportunity to interview the one and only Reserve Wolf. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Xerix. How about you?
You know, I couldn't complain anymore. But you know what I can complain about is how many demos you have already in just 7 weeks of this league. Did you think you were going to be able to smash the record just like out of the gate?
Yeah, I did. I came into the season, and that was my main goal, to just break the demo record. I obviously broke the record for most weekly demos in week 1, and then I broke it again in week 2, and I think I've broken it 2 more times. I had 26 last week. It's been a good road for me, and I have achieved the goal I wanted to.
I mean, that's one of the best goals that you can have. A record like this is something that's not very easy to do. You need a very particular play style and even chemistry with your team. That kind of leads into my next question is, how do you think the chemistry between you and the rest of the Sappers allows you to play such a demo-heavy play style?
Mel and George are just absolutely incredible players. They can solo play on almost any ball, and that leads me to go upfield and look for the demos. I don't have to worry about them getting beat or them losing the 50s whatsoever. And Crocs with Socks has been an absolute great leader for this team. He's always pushing us to do more. He loves the demos. He's pushing me to do more. He's just a very supportive role in our team, and I love him so much. Our chemistry, we're all very tight in scrims. We're having a good time. And during the games, we're having a good time. You can look at our cameras, and we will just be having a blast. I'll be yelling at the camera. I'll be holding signs up on the camera like this one right here, as you saw in your casting of my demo
Yes,
record
I
freaking
did.
game.
I mean, that's always the best aspect, right? Is the team blending so well that you're allowed to have this kind of play style. And with the funny part is, do you feel the least bit sorry for the demo being the last demo for your record being done on a sub for the Arctic Assassins?
Well, we talked about it for a little bit, and he was warned about what he was getting into, but I don't think he expected an 11 demo game 3. I broke the record in game 2, right?
You broke the record with I believe it was the first demo of game 2, which was on, I believe it was LR. And
Yes.
that poor unfortunate soul, not expecting to see you just come out of nowhere, get the demo, and secure your record.
Well, I was looking for it originally on the kickoff because that's been my strat this whole season, and it has bothered everybody the whole season. Hard cheat on the kickoff and just grab the demo. It already causes havoc immediately on the starting plays.
Yeah, and I just want to quickly take a look over at the stats and standings and just see you guys see how your if my stats and standings sheet will load. The Sappers being the number 1 team in the Epic division, how long do you think you guys are going to hold that? If not the whole way, or do you think a team could potentially slowly creep up and maybe take it from you?
We're keeping that the whole season. You've seen Rangers and Spectres play. You saw them play earlier. The offense is there for those two teams. They're very mechanical. Both teams are very good. They have good synergy, but it's the defense. They just panic and they let everything get into their heads when they're playing a game. We saw it against Rangers. I spawn camped Waffles, and it just got into the head of Rangers. These teams just get so mentally caught up in it that they just forget we're playing in a for fun league. We're playing for the love of the game, not playing to win $1 million or something. They forget to have fun with it. So I think we will hold it for the whole season.
Yeah, honestly, I don't expect anybody to come up and take you. You guys are sitting now, completing week 6 with 29 points. You are second place in the entire league, sitting just 2 points behind Clarity United. Do you guys think that maybe you could even creep up and surpass number 1 for the entirety of the QRLS?
That is our goal, but we just got to keep the ball rolling. It's got to be all sweeps from here. Clarity United is a very good team. They're going to be hard to catch. I'm surprised we're this close to them. Thank you, Kings. But also, I hate the Kings because that is our only series loss so far. So it was good to get that out-of-conference win against the Arctic Assassins to prove that our conference isn't as bad as it may seem.
Absolutely. I believe, honestly, with all that being said, I want to congratulate you personally on getting the weekly demo record for like the 4th time and getting the seasonal demo record sitting at 99 and counting, because we know he's going for more. Do you have anything else you want to say to the viewers? Maybe your team? Say hi to mom. Who knows?
Well, I wanna say something to Elite Inc. Whichever one of you is my 100th, thank you so much. You'll be another statistic in the Reserve Wolf Rookie of the Year season.
Perfect. And with that being said, I believe that's all we had planned today. Reserve Wolf's going to give me a nod. He's usually the one that runs these. that is all that we have today. So I will be the one signing you off. My name is Zurich, and thank you all. And just remember, keep it quick.